Hi. So, yesterday was a failure. Tried to drive fast, and I made it quite a while, and then I tried to eat healthy, and the bulimic demon just showed up and was relentless. And this happens so often in my life, every day of my life, that it's past the point of insanity. I think Albert Einstein's definition of insanity is doing something over and over and over and expecting different results. I'm like years past that realization and years past that as a whole because I know the outcome every single time that I do these things, every time that I indulge and act as a glutton, and not only for food but metaphorically for punishment. But today I'm back at it again. That's all I can do. Because I'm no longer suicidal. I want to live, and I want to live a better life. And every single day, uh, I'm doing things to make my life better. And I'm also, at the moment, starting this journey of awakening, so to speak, with the teachings of Christ. And I'm reading a Bible, and I'm reading a little book of quotes from Jesus. And today I was compelled to look up some YouTube videos, and I came across Christ consciousness, which is a movement or an idea mainly in the spiritual community I've known about for years, and I've never implemented. I've let my ego get in the way, like, oh, I know what that is, and oh yeah, I practice it from time to time. I'd even lie. But today it's making a lot more sense, after my life scare, death scare. The closer I get to loving myself or finding a path to love myself is the closer I become to these prophets of old that were known for not preaching but teaching love. There's a difference between preaching and teaching. I don't think preaching is ever a good idea for anybody. I think teaching is necessary and is the right way to go about giving information. And Christ consciousness today is teaching me that Christ isn't a man. It's not Jesus. Although there could have been a man named Jesus who knew Christ consciousness, which I do believe. It's a way of life. It's a way of thinking. It's about unconditional love, and it's unconditional forgiveness. Even for your worst enemies, and even for the people or creatures that do the most vile, sinful things. And on this journey to loving myself, I want to adapt that. I really do want to adapt that way of life. I think if you can forgive everybody, even your worst enemies, you can forgive yourself. And in a way, when you're forgiving your worst enemies and the horrible things they've done to you or others, you're forgiving a side of yourself, because to let down the ego and to give up on any other belief, there is a belief that I have that there is a God, there is a supreme being. And if there is a God and a supreme being, there is life, and there is life on earth, and there is life in galaxies and different dimensions. And that is God, and in turn is us. So we are forgiving ourselves. I'm just really finding it hard to completely 100% adapt this, because there are pedophiles out there. I was a victim as a child a few times of this, act, and it warped my sense of sex. It warped my, a sense of attraction. And as a child and as a young teenager, I got into a lot of trouble because I couldn't figure out why other children didn't know about this stuff. I thought everybody knew. Uh, and I learned the hard way that that is not an every person thing, and especially at that age. And now as an adult, I guess I can say I'm an adult now. I'm 37. I'm wanting to forgive myself for my actions as a child because I have to forgive the people who sexually molested me, and caused me to go down the wrong road at that age. And if I can forgive myself for that, then I should be able to forgive the people who abused me. And if I can forgive the people who abused me, then I can forgive anybody, anything. I'm still on the ropes of it. I shudder in my soul when I think right now there's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of children being treated this way. And it really volcanically ignites this fire of just sadness, helplessness. Why don't I have the powers of God or Superman, and why can't I save these children? And I have to accept the things that I cannot change and the courage to change the things that I can. So today's lesson for me is forgiveness. It is forgiveness. This is October 2021. It's been a hell of a year. I'm currently baking a pumpkin. I'll show you. So I cut up a pumpkin. That's the cooked pumpkin already. I got some in the oven. And these are the seeds. And this is a wholesome thing. This is very wholesome. Healthy food. The time of harvest, my favorite time of year. And I'm doing something wholesome and healthy. They say, in your 30s, it's so different from being a child because you get excited about when you go to the store, or you get excited when you bake a pumpkin, not like being a child and being excited about going to the park or playing a new video game or that stuff like that there. I think the reason behind that is because by the time we're in our 30s, mid-30s especially, we have been through so much fucking shit that any little good thing is like a new video game or going to the park as a child. Baking a pumpkin is a wholesome act. And with all the unholy things I've done in my life, and there are a lot of things which I've had to forgive myself for, in my mid-30s, when I'm mature enough to realize that I made mistakes in my life because of misguided opportunities and misguided situations, I can forgive myself by baking a pumpkin. I'm doing a wholesome thing that's good for me. And I'm taking part in something that is great harvest. I'm not butchering or slaughtering an animal, which I'm still on the ropes about too. It's another thing. But anyways, if you're watching this, know that as much as I think I failed yesterday, I have won today. I'm sober. I've done a workout and I'm baking a pumpkin. And I believe in a consciousness based around Christ, unconditional, ultimate love and forgiveness that I want and wish to implement from this day forward and for the rest of my life. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, much love to you. God be with you. And do something wholesome today for you or for somebody else.